everyone, Jag Taggart 93 here, wishing you all a very happy and very merry Quake XMAS, and Happy New Year as well. We are looking at the Quake XMAS 2019 map jam, and I'm going to look at 4 maps from it. I'll upload that today. Tomorrow hopefully we'll get in another 4, and I hope to keep going like that until, well, the big day, and that is Christmas. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Our first map that we'll be looking at is Cave of the Selfless Martyr by JCR. Now, I picked this one first when I was playing because the name just grabbed me, actually. Cave of the Selfless Martyr. I like what we're saying here. And we enter the map, and we got some great lore going, both on the text and from the environment. It's really cryptic, and everything really matches the theme of what we got here, of some subterranean lost crypt of martyrs. There's torches, religious engravings, crucified corpses, and other little details that convincingly present this hidden catacombs dedicated to deceased Templars. The combat is fair, if not a bit cramped at times, but altogether it's a very, very good map. The colors and lighting are real-world and fitting. What a surprising ending. I really love the gilded golden lighting too from the torches against the walls, and it was just an excellent experience. I was not expecting a pool of lava under this icy cold snowy cave. I mean, it's a bit of an odd choice having lava underneath this snowy Arctic environment. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I did enjoy the clues leading up to it, though, and yeah, the clues are, again, very cryptic. It makes me wonder if I did something different, or if there are multiple routes we can take. I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but it's very well done, and just an excellent map, 88% for me. The second map we're looking at is called Otero Bomb by Greenwood, and it's another map with some lore to it, and I'm in luck. I'm a sucker for Quake maps with lore. This time we're rescuing Santa after a group of evil fascists captured him and put in a fake Santa in his stead. Now this sounds familiar. It feels like, I think we've done a map like this before, actually, where we had to rescue Santa. But you know what? I'm all up for rescuing Santa anytime. Now the progression to this one is mostly vertical, and vertical maps I'm admittedly pretty hot and cold on. However, the combat and pacing is pretty on track here, complete with really some neat details, such as a Christmas tree adorned with a pentagram protection on top, and a cozy little corner for breaks for bad guys. The walls are pretty plain, but you know what? I kind of have a soft spot for bare bones quick text work. The environment in general is just kind of bizarre, jagged, plain, and really betrays any sense of realism, but again, I kind of find it charming in an odd way too. Now the platforming here is not at all bad. However, there are some flying enemies that will definitely test your patience. Now you fight Clone Santa about halfway through the map, and I think the fight happens a bit too early. I would prefer it if it was built up to this, major encounter, and Clone Santa was the one guarding Santa in his cage, but no, you fight him right in the middle, and there's some more jabrones towards the end. And also towards the end, too, there's a Mega Health right on top of Santa's cage, which just seems like a very needless power-up to have that right there at the end of the map, unless you intend on doing some backtracking for whatever reason. But in any event, it's a very good map, 72% for me. Now the third map we'll be looking at is called the AntiChristmas by Nolcox. And this one is just bizarre. I mean, I find it a little more bizarre than the first one, actually, and the second one, too. Most bizarre that I've played so far, actually. Now, in this map, you have a mission to avenge Santa's death, which is kind of a downer, We just rescued him, and now he's dead. But, yeah, okay, whatever. The map opens into a museum dedicated to Santa's assailant, Gemma, or Genma, however you pronounce that. There's a lot of audio-visual bells and whistles to this one to overall try to present a dystopian world without Santa, with this big brother-like figure of Genma or Genma in charge. Unfortunately, what little this map has to do with Christmas is immediately cast aside once you leave this area. The next area is a dark carnival-like area which has attractions that are rigged, some of which are rigged to even painfully punish you for interacting with them, which is fitting, I suppose. But the abrupt change in theme was a bit jarring and unexpected. There's really not enough room for fun combat in this area, in my opinion. The tight environment makes the final fights of the carnival much more painful than they have to be. For myself and for the boss too, actually. Also in this area, there's one spot I got stuck in. It's the spot here where you're supposed to be getting the red armor. It's a secret. But what happened was I got it, the door opened, and once I got the red armor, the door closed behind me and there was no way to open the door from the inside, so... on one hand, I think maybe it was intentional. The Quake guy just was trapped and now he's in a cage like a circus attraction, which... it would be cool if the map ended right there if you do get stuck like that, but no, I think it is actually a glitch, so that's unfortunate. Now, the progression to this one is a bit wonky. and you're able to skip a small section of the map that contains a bit of flavor by jumping onto a ledge at the beginning area and accessing the Carnival through a maintenance hatch. Once you finish the bosses off in the Carnival area, you just gotta remember that that's how you got here, and not via the elevator from the museum section. So for all those reasons, including a confused and garbled theme and presentation, I have to give this one a 58%. It's okay, I suppose. It'd be better if the theme was a bit more consistent, the environment was made with more with gameplay in mind, or if nothing else, if you're going to have a carnival, then just put it in an area that's just a little bit larger. Alright? And the last map we're looking at today is called Expeditious Egyptian Extent by Fairweather. And yeah, oddly titled map. Kudos for the alliteration, but the Egyptian theme isn't really here. It feels much more medieval in my opinion. I mean, some of the textures do look Egyptian, but the architecture and enemy choice screams Middle Ages, which may not be such a bad thing. While playing this one, I just imagined that the story here was that we have a castle made somewhere in Western Europe, which was built and furnished with cursed stolen Egyptian artifacts and relics. Now, because of the desecration, a curse was unleashed upon this castle, turning all the people, the knights and wizards therein into undead soldiers for the pharaohs. That, admittedly, is probably not what Fairweather had in mind with this one, but you know what? I'm going with it. Now, this map is very vertical. I think I'm starting to sense a theme to these maps here. And you start with spawn, actually. The first enemy you encounter is a spawn, even on normal mode, and not hard or unfair by any means, but definitely not what I expected. It was definitely a surprise, and a nice little jab from the author to let the player know to keep on their toes. Now, for the most part, the map, on the surface, is pretty okay. Fundamentally, it's sound. There's some very clever secrets as well, too. I especially appreciated the accompanying clever flavor text and the dopefish secret as well. Now, the gameplay here, unfortunately, I found to be a bit on the boring side. This one, definitely, I think you need to play on Nightmare mode, which I found much more satisfying. Overall, though, it's a pretty tight and competently put together map, and I rate it at 68%. It's good, actually. Definitely recommend all 4 of these maps, and thank you for watching. Now, again, next time I'll have part 2, where we'll have more maps to look at from this map pack. The authors involved with this project are all very talented. A lot of them are familiar names, and I'm really excited to show you guys more of what's in store, or heck, you can just get to playing it yourselves if you haven't already, in any event. But, so again, I wish everyone out there a very merry and happy Quakemas, and I'll see you all for part 2, and if not, I'll definitely see you all again in 2020. This is Jag Taggart 93 signing out. Have a good one.